get ready because everything is about to change. There's a new way of living life and doing business that will blow your mind. This is a podcast all about the timing of life and the timing of success. It's what we call the Right on Time life. And you are listening to the Right on Time podcast with McCue. Hey, welcome to the Right on Time podcast. I am your host, McCue, and I am super psyched to be here with you today because if you are someone who feels like you are struggling to get to the next stage of your business, this is the episode for you. Might blow your mind in this one. You might feel a little bit called out. I felt a little bit called out as I worked through this. I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense. And it's going to change the game for you. Maybe you've got some theories about what's been going on as to the reasons why you aren't getting to that next stage in your business. Maybe you haven't found the right strategy yet. You don't have the time. I'm telling you, life gets in the way. Maybe you're still new and you're finding your way. Maybe you're too busy with your business to make the changes that you want to be making. I've been there. I had to take a big step back to streamline some things and get clarity on where I actually wanted to be going. I had to look at my business as a whole, integrated with life, integrated with where and what my clients are experiencing and feeling. What's happening in the market right now? And I shared a lot of that in the last episode. I'm like, I was too busy in my business, on my business, with my business to be able to see the path forward clearly. Maybe you just straight up don't know what to do. I don't know. I am just stuck. I've tried all the things. This is why we want to look at your business as a whole and not make quick one-off changes here and there without having clarity of the bigger picture. This is your role as entrepreneur, business owner, and modern CEO to understand the big picture because all of those other things I shared contribute to where you are in business right now, sure, but none of them gives the full picture. These reasons, these things that we tell ourselves are symptoms of something bigger that is happening in our business, in the market, in our lives. Maybe we're out of alignment. All sorts of things could be at play here. But there's one big thing that comes up over and over in entrepreneurial communities. And as soon as I say this, I bet you are going to either recognize it in yourself that you have done this before or are doing it right now, or you've seen how other people have done this. And you said, oh no, I know what's happening here. Keep the focus. So symptoms are reflective of something else that's going on. So take some notes because we're going to dive into what's happening and why that next step or that next stage continually feels so elusive. It's so close. Why can't I get there? She is doing it. I know I can too. She's doing it. I'm as good as her. I got the goods. Why isn't this working? And I've got a case study of my own 2 separate businesses that I'm going to share as to how this worked in our businesses as well. So what we're talking about here is chronic reinvention. Continually changing things all the time in the business to find the right thing. Do you try every new marketing strategy you see out there? Are you always experimenting with something new? Is this you? You might be experiencing chronic reinvention syndrome. Chronic reinvention syndrome is what happens when you are continually looking for the next thing. This isn't working. I need to do things completely different. We need an overhaul. Maybe you don't actually need an overhaul. I know reinvention and fresh starts can be exhilarating, but this excitement we have around new things and constantly changing and integrating new things is often a big reason why the business owners struggle to move forward. You might think that the busier your business is, testing, trying, doing new, different, all the things, the more successful you will be. But nothing could be further from the truth. I have experienced this firsthand in one of my businesses. Not both. So I am very much able to show you one business owner who ran two different businesses differently and how those results and running the business differently impacted each one of those businesses. And I'm going to share that with you. When we are constantly changing our business, it has a few negative side effects. Your audience is always confused, and a confused mind never buys. We as humans are procrastinators, and this confusion gives us a reason to take pause and ask questions, and then we're out. When you're constantly changing your business, a huge aspect of getting ahead in our business is momentum, keeping it. And if we're always changing things, we're never getting that push and that surge of momentum that we need to get ahead with a little bit more ease. We want to ride that wave of momentum. Momentum also fuels confidence. But when we're in that space of constant change and constant reinvention, you might actually experience low confidence and insecurities. When you're always questioning what you're doing, you're always questioning if this is the right thing or if that's the right thing, it's hard to feel confident about the work you are doing and the decisions you are making in your business. Your brand can also lose credibility in the market. If the what you do is in question and always changing, nobody will know how to refer people to you. Nobody will know how to talk about you or the work that you do. So you want, as we talk about it, to be able to hang your hat on something, right? Go to market with something over and over again so you become known as the person who fill in the blank, right? And I started with the person who will show you how to clone yourself. That's when I started to see the power of doing the same thing over and over and over again because the referrals came. I was tagged in posts. I was identified as someone who could help with how to clone yourself. If you are a person who says, I need a clone, literally people would say that in posts and people would tag me, Amber can show you that. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Oh, you might need a clone. Amber can help with that, right? So those referrals start to come in. When we have consistency, our branding becomes solidified. Your audience understands this is how she can help me, and you get momentum. And momentum continues to build, and you are on your way. This leads me to the important piece in all of this that I really want us to hold on to and remember as the business grows. Because even as I'm about to say this, I feel a little nervous. Because you too might think or have thought at some point in your business growth, like I at one point thought, that boring is bad. You might think or have thought that boring is bad. But let me let you in on a little secret. When it comes to growing your business, boring is a good thing. When your business is boring, it means that your systems work, your money flows, and everything is going in the right direction. Yes, boring is where it's at. It's proof that all of your hard work is finally paying off. As business owners, it's so easy to get caught up in the busy. This is where I go to the rocking chair analogy. The rocking chair rocks. And it is in action and it is in motion, but it's not going anywhere. It's looking good and it's sitting right where it sits on my front porch. And when I get in that rocking chair and I just rock and I stay in action and I stay in motion, Sure, every now and then it's calming. Every now and then we need to do that, but you cannot stay in the rocking chair forever. It's going to be a place of stuckage. When we're early on in our business, staying in motion, doing everything, being busy feels normal. Many of my clients experience fingers on the keyboard. I can do this. I can crank it out. I am a machine. I know how to type. I know how to be productive. I know how to get results. And you likely do too. But there comes the point where we've got to take our hands off the keyboard and we've got to lead and we've got to look at what's happening in our business and we've got to let things ride so we can build momentum. I totally get this too. When we're early on in our business, everything that's happening, we got a lot shaken, those keys on the keyboard. Busy feels normal. You feel like you're actually doing something. I'm here rocking. I'm here in motion. But a not so boring business likely has or will have some problems. You need to take a step back and think about why your business isn't boring. Let me say that again. When you are in motion, when you're rocking, when you're doing all the things, not necessarily getting to where you want to be going, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself why business isn't boring. Now, there is always going to be something coming up that pulls us back in, that draws us back in, that reminds us, oh, business is not actually boring. But when it comes to running the business, when it comes to predictable cash flow, I want you to know. I don't want you to be surprised. Yeah, we're going to have some surprises. I still do after 12 plus, 10, 12 plus years of running a business. There are surprises every step of the way, but there are also a good number of things that I want to be a little bit more boring so I'm not stressing myself out about them all the time. Maybe your clients are taking up a lot of time and you're constantly overwhelmed in the delivery space. Maybe your systems feel like there's so much work, they're not even helping, if you even have systems in place at all right now. Maybe you're continually struggling to make sales. Maybe you have way too much on your to-do list. The excitement in your business should not be born out of chaos. Your excitement comes from the projects you're working on with your clients, the experiments you're doing in your marketing. The excitement can come from the fun in your life. The reason so many of us have built our businesses in the first place. And it's hard to break and separate from chronic reinvention and chaos because that gives us an adrenaline rush. We get that dopamine hit. We're like, yeah, baby, keep it coming. I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I'm getting ahead. And really, we're depriving ourselves from the momentum that can build if we let things get a little bit boring from time to time. Woo! I'm telling you, I know it, I see it, I believe it, and still, I'm like, whoa, am I really saying that? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I mentioned last week, but there is a problem with the way business advice, particularly in our online spaces, is presented. It's not to say that marketing advice on how to market your business online isn't good for you or that is bad. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I practice, preach, learn, implement so many marketing strategies. That's not what we're saying. It's incomplete. Yes, maybe you know how to build the funnel, but do you know how to forecast for your business? When this funnel doesn't work, how will that impact the results in your business? When this funnel is adjusted in this way, what is the pull through and the impact going to be? Do you know how to build an effective business model? Do you know your profit margin? Do you even know what that is when I'm saying what is profit margin? And while these aren't always the topics that are considered sexy in the marketing and in our advertising, these are the things that you need to know to run and grow a business that gets momentum, that gets you repeatable income, that helps you understand when I do this, this is the impact it will have. Knowing these elements of running your business makes all the difference in the world. The difference between businesses with a few good launches, but actually mostly struggle, is real knowledge of the business fundamentals. The landscape of the online business world is always changing. You don't have to build in unnecessary change. You're going to need to adapt anyway. But what can we keep as streamlined as possible, as boring as possible, so that you can put money in the bank on a regular basis? I am working on something, as you may have predicted, that's going to give you those online fundamentals, those running a business fundamentals that don't typically come in our world as we're running businesses, because marketing is what's sexy. Sales are what's sexy. And I want you to have those things too. And I want us to look at your business as a whole so we know how one thing impacts the other. And so you can make the best decisions for your business as a leader. And that only benefits you, the people around you that you love and you want to take care of, your clients, and the market overall will benefit when we elevate as business owners. So with this in mind, I want to invite you to hop over to themodernceoway.com. You can hop on our interest list there to stay connected on what exactly it is that I am talking about and to go deeper into this, because we are just right now scratching the surface. And if you identified with this chronic reinvention way of being, I want to invite you to let things get a little bit boring so that you can experience momentum. I shared with you earlier in the episode that I ran my two businesses differently for the last 10 to 12 years. And one business was in chronic reinvention mode. And if it wasn't in chronic reinvention mode, it was in test a lot of different strategies to experiment mode. The other business had one offer, one growth plan, one way of doing business, one marketing strategy that we implemented on repeat over the years. One business is way ahead of the other business. Let me spell this out a little bit more clearly. The business that was in chronic reinvention mode, or chronic test all the things and experiment all the time mode, did not grow as fast as the business, does not grow as fast as the business that went with boring. So which one do you want? Right? Which one do you want? I'm telling you, I know which one I want all day long. And I'm going to help you get consistent cash flow in your business as well. And if you want to continue on this journey, again, feel free to hop on over to themodernceoway.com, where we will be sharing how you get consistent cash flow and how you run a business that gives you everything that you've been going for in business and in life, because that's what it's all about. A better business means a better life. And if you are kicking yourself because you have been experimenting and playing around too, that's all right. We've got to do that for a period of time, but you are right on time now to start running your business in a whole new way. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. We'll be going deeper in our next episode of this podcast. I will see you there right on time.